I guess, okay, so I'm going to ask you, you were at our party on Saturday, Home for the Holidays, featuring Stolen Cable, One Night Only Return. What did you think? Do you want to give us a review of our show, or maybe a mini kind of, I don't know. How was it?
I loved it. So my first house show I had ever been to was in Colorado. Mm-hmm. It was on Halloween weekend, and I absolutely fell in love.
Yeah.
And the second house show I went to was in Colorado. Mm-hmm. I got punched in the face. That was the whole thing.
That happens.
It was an accident. He didn't mean to, but he did punch me in the face. Good. Don't be in the mosh pit when you're 4 or 10. So, but this was my third house show ever.
Yeah.
So, and I loved the vibes of it, because the first one I went to was indie rock, and they were good, but they weren't put together. And I feel like you guys were super put together, and you knew what you were doing. And it was interesting to come early and see the sound check and the process of how you guys were setting up and everything. I loved that. I ate that up. I thought it was amazing. And I love how everyone just in your band interacted with the crowd, or everyone in your band seems so connected to each other, and you all get along. Yeah. And I like being able to sense that vibe. Yeah. I've gone to shows where I can tell the band does not get along.
Or it's probably more the case. I mean, that definitely could be the case, but I think it's probably more they just don't know each other as well, because a lot of, especially bands that I've been in recently, in the more recent years, it's I don't even know these people before we come together, and you jam and see if you've mesh and vibe, and then you start coming and practicing every week, and then you get to know each other, because we've known each other for the 4 of us have been playing together almost less than 2 years. I mean, it'll be 2 years this coming summer whenever we started writing together. So, but yeah, we've definitely become close as friends. And Jared, the drummer, and Dante both play in Dante's band Pineapple Willows together. While Jared started playing with them after they met in our band originally. So yeah, they still get. And Jared was playing with the piano player that I was playing with too, and he's an incredible drummer. I think he loves the drum, and that's. I talked about this before, but it's he breathes, eats, and drums. That's how he lives. I mean,
he was awesome.
Yeah.
And so kind. Everyone in your band was so sweet to me, and I really appreciate that, because I was super nervous.
Yeah.
Because I only knew you, and I was what's gonna happen? But I had an amazing time.
Well, so glad you came out and had fun, because this party was a pretty good great turnout. I think it's and that's always something I worry about. I wasn't worried about it this time, because a lot of people I knew were excited about it, so I knew it was going to be good. But I'm pretty sure the next big party like that, we'll probably try to do it at a bigger house or a venue or something. Because if I know that many people are going to show up, then of course it'll be justifiable to get something bigger. But there is something to house shows that's appealing, I think, and I've been talking about this a lot with different people recently, just because of the house show, but because I'm worried, it's if I had this party at a brewery, would people be as excited? It's just that's more of a normal kind of bar venue, as opposed to there's something about a house that's man, I think it might go back to being a kid, and it makes you have that, kind of a childlike, nostalgia or something. And
I think people really being exclusive.
Yeah, it's a more private kind of thing. Yeah.
And they like to brag about it. On the I went to this really cool house show the other night, and they're like, "How'd you get in?" And I was like, so it's
that's a good point.
Think that's another thing, because if it's at a venue, anyone can go.
Exactly.
And it's well, you don't know who's going to go.
Right.
And when it's a house show, most people know each other. Their friends are coming, they bring other friends, and
that's true.
It's more of an intimate vibe that
that's something why I think that one of the reasons why I like to keep doing them, because it is a very intimate experience. I think that people are drawn to the music, or they're affected by the music more strongly when it's in, you know, a living room as opposed to a big stage where you're, you know, much farther away from the band. Because I've experienced that. I went to like a show. It was like they do these kind of like venue, like there's like a website or something. I can't remember what the name of it is. But I knew this guy that traveled. He's like a musician from California, but he would travel the country doing these kind of house shows where they would host, like a host would kind of offer their like really nice house, and they would just be acoustic or whatever. It wasn't like a full band situation, but and that guy, he sold a ton of records at this thing, and like, you know, it's just like, but I think people were just more of like, I bought one of his records, like I'd never even heard of him before, but he was really good. But it was some kind of a part of that intimacy that, I don't know, makes people want to support them and things like that too. So so I try to take some of that, and it's like, okay, what can we sell at the party? You know, that people will want to buy. But it's hard for musicians. Like, I guess that's kind of a good question maybe I have for you, is like, what's the best merch you think for a band that they could sell, like just in your opinion as a fan or whatever?
Stickers or tote bags?
Okay, tote bags is a good one. It's like t-shirts is always kind of, you know, I mean, most bands, you're probably gonna get t-shirts eventually, which is good, but
or lighters.
Yeah, lighters. I've always wanted to do lighters. I've wanted to do like matchbooks, like with the printed logo on it.
That would be sick.
But that would be, I've looked into it, and it's kind of expensive because you have to order like 4,000 or something.
That
which
is a lot.
But it's like relatively cheap if you get, I mean, you know what I mean, like you're probably paying like 10 cents a pack.
Yeah.
But still, that's probably like $400 or something. I don't know. And so if you had the investment, that's something you could do. Lighters probably are a little bit easier to do, because I've seen those. I've never seen anybody with matchbooks besides like a bar.
Yeah.
But I always thought that would be cool. I don't know, matchbooks. But yeah, tote bags, that's a good one. I wanted to do, I'm thinking about, I worked in t-shirt printing for a long time as a graphic artist. I never did the printing part, but I wish I did, because like I could do that in my garage. Like, why am I not doing that right now?
I know a lot of like local artists, like Catlock and stuff on, like they have a screen printer at home.
Right.
They make their own merch. Like they thrift the clothes. Mm-hmm. It's super sustainable.
Because you can also do like more unique pieces if you get like different colors and different shirts, you know, of all kinds, and print your same logo on all of them, and have kind of a variety of things like that. I know that's probably what I'm gonna do, because like I said, I work for people that print shirts and like have shops and things like that, so I could get them done, but it's still expensive, and it's more expensive now than it even was 10 years ago when I was in it more heavily. And so it's like, I think I'm just gonna get a press and teach myself to do it. I know everything how to do it, I just like haven't actually ever tried it, which is dumb. I don't know why I didn't. So yeah, I think that's because have you been to the Resonator in Norman? They have like screen printing workshops occasionally that I need to go check one out sometime, just to, because they also have equipment too. I'm sure you could use it or whatever. Oscillus
Press might have
that too. That's that's one person I would talk to about getting shirts done these days, is I know they do a lot of that stuff.
I think hats are really cool too, like baseball caps.
Yeah, those are probably,
they're super expensive.
Yeah, probably, especially because I mean you can get some really nice like embroidered stuff. I mean that'd be cool, but I don't know. I've always wanted to get like, just for like me personally, but it's like I want like a jean jacket with like a giant patch of a band logo.
That would be sick.
But one day, yeah, especially like our logo or something for Stolen Cable, that'd be cool. 'Cause